correspondence.
Okay, then there's the audited to the application.
We,
I'm sorry, you're right. We have on our agenda, about three or four things down, the safe routes to school trail report, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to redo that on our agenda so we can get that taken care of first, so individuals that are involved with that don't have to stay through the whole meeting. So, our safe route to school.
okay, and the safe routes to school, I don't know, is Trevor Iman here?
Yeah.
Trevor Iman with WGM, and then we also have specialty excavation, that is the contractors involved. Just so that the public is aware of what's transpiring. A few years ago, my office applied for a Safe Routes to School grant to put some walking trails around the school. The grant was a great idea. A lot of work went into it. Community member Roger DeBrito. We worked on this plan, put it together, and went up and shared it with the county commissioners, and hoping that they would support in just writing a letter of support for our grant. The commissioners liked the idea so much that they wanted to get involved on a greater level than that. So they offered to bring some CTEP funding behind this project. They believe CTEP and the funds that are available to the county should do things that improve their communities in the valley. They felt that the waterways around Florence were an important part of improving the quality of life for the citizens of Valley County. So the commissioners put together a plan and appropriated just over $300,000 for this project. Sad to say, though, that the State Department of Transportation could not see its way to fund the project. Therefore, it fell totally on the shoulders of the county commissioners, who stayed with us and backed up and decided they were going to push forward on it. Over the course of the last couple of years, we've been in the process of, looking at the project, engineering the project, making sure it met all the requirements by the state. The county hired WGM, Trevor's engineering firm, to go ahead and to engineer this project for us. And we are now at the point where we're going to see some asphalt laid down and some trails built around here. This summer, there is a plan to try to connect the trail system in front of the Baptist Church all the way up to the park. So there will be a trail on the school district property, a paved trail that will go all the way up to Iowa Avenue and right close to the park, so that anybody who wants to walk from the park to the school will have a paved pathway to do so. It is also going to extend down the west side of Old Highway 93 along the school's property, and then the Bitterroot Pines trailer court down to Tie Chute, and it will tie into the corner of Tie Chute there. Now, the nice thing about this whole trail is that it's going to provide some drainage plan, where it's going to take some of those big puddles of water that you see alongside of the road and capture them. It's also going to put some nice curbing in, and it's also going to make a much better, safer crosswalk design in 3 different areas for kids, with lighting and all of those things that will go into that. We're going to have some traffic control in terms of signage and all those things that go into it. So I have Trevor here today that is going to talk about the startup date of this project, and we have Specialty Contracting, who is the contractor who won the bid to do the project. And this would be the best time for anybody who wants to ask a question to do so. These will be the individuals you'll see out there digging up your road this summer.
Like John said, I'm Trevor Iman with WGM Group. This is Greg Dowdy with Specialty Excavating. We designed the project, and it went to bid and was let earlier this month. The notice to proceed is going to happen on the 20th or 27th of this month, so next Monday or the Monday after. They have 60 working days, 60 calendar days to complete the project, barring any extensions due to unforeseen circumstances. And I guess I'll let Greg kind of give you a real quick overview of where they plan to start, and if you've got any questions, feel free to ask.
As Trevor said, I'm Greg Dowdy, Specialty Excavating. John kind of gave a recap of where we're going with the trail. We anticipate starting down at the north end on the east side of Old Highway 93, so pretty much the concrete portion right in front of the school will be the first task to try to tackle. So going forward, we're only going to work one side at a time. We're not going to try to work both sides of the street. That would just congest everything too tightly. So we'll be able to shift the lanes slightly one way, either east or west, depending on which side of the road we're working on. Fortunately, this is a 15-mile-an-hour speed zone through here, so I'm anticipating traffic will be relatively slow for us to be able to conduct a safe work environment. But yeah, it'll be under construction throughout the summer. This is the third project that I've done in the last couple of years around schools in terms of providing trails and pathways for schools. So it's an exciting project, and I think the CTEP program is a neat program that the state has that allows some funding for communities to improve their pedestrian traffic around and into their schools. So it's a neat program. I'm excited about the project, and feel free to contact me or Trevor with any questions. I'll leave you some business cards to pass around to the board members.
What other schools have you done? Just I'm just curious.
Corvallis School and then Russell School in Missoula.
No?
Same.
Did you say you're gonna start on the east side of the road,
That's what
pick
we,
up at the end of this, sidewalk and go on down?
It'll actually remove all the existing sidewalk on the east side of the road in front of the school, and replace it with a 7-foot wide sidewalk and curb, and sumps to take care of the drainage problems at that point. And then it'll also replace that set of stairs directly in front of the main entrance to the buildings, and create ADA accessible ramps down to that entrance.
And that was one of the nice things about this whole project, that, you know, you never know until you start digging into something what you have or you don't have. And we always saw that big blue area out there of handicap parking. It's not handicap parking because it doesn't meet ADA compliance for width. The width of that parking stall is not wide enough to meet ADA compliance. Therefore, you know, we're going to shift all the handicap accessible parking into what is currently the staff parking area. And we'll put some handicap parking stalls in that area to meet that compliance code that we need to. So that's one of the nice things that we're seeing out of this project is we have some need. If somebody were to, in the future, have made an issue for us and said, you know, we need to do this for us, we would have been required to make the improvements. But we're able to do it now that we have this money from CTEP to take care of this issue for us.
I was curious, is it tied into the county trails plan that was approved earlier this year? Or is it totally standalone?
This, I believe, is a standalone project. But the interesting thing about it is it kind of does tie into the county trail plan because it will tie the school directly to the trail that goes along Highway 93, where currently the school isn't tied into it really because of the gaps of, you know, we don't have a paved or concrete walkway down to the path along Long Avenue, and we really didn't have it here before here. So it's going to help to broaden the use of that path if people want to.
Is that sidewalk on the east side gonna go clear down to Glacier?
It's going to stop about, there's going to be a crosswalk right at the end of the school property, so at the fence line right past the, I guess past the parking lot. We're going to put a crosswalk in, and then the path on the west side will extend all the way to Taishu. Yes.
And just so you're aware, we do have several phases to a pathway plan for Florence, and one is to do Long Avenue, but there is another plan to try to take from the school's property down to Eden's Lane and across the creek there, because a few years ago, about 3 years ago, when we studied this and took a look at the issues with the trails in Florence, we did it in the wintertime when we took a look at where are people walking in the snow. More of the foot traffic going in the snow. That's an easy way to tell what type of traffic you have. And we noticed there's a lot of kids that will walk down from Eden's Lane there to the school. And in the wintertime when there's a berm plowed up on the side of the road, where does it force the kids to walk? It forces them to walk in the line of traffic. So now you're dependent upon attentive drivers for the safety of those kids. And to be honest with you, we've got a lot of high school drivers, and I don't know with the cell phone age and everything, how attentive that really is and how safe that really is. The county commissioners heard these discussions, and they recognize, they want to be part of a solution. They certainly do not want to turn a blind eye to these types of issues, and that's why they stepped right up. And I will tell you, I was very proud of the fact that, you know, they didn't blink an eye on this one. And I believe they got it right when they decided to partner up with the school. And I believe everybody who has a voice should call a commissioner and thank them for their involvement on this project, because it was a good choice on their part to do so.
That walking area just north of Tide Chute there is dangerous right now, because I've seen the kids, when they walk to school and they walk home, they'll get over and walk single file because there's just room for them without the drop off to the creek and with the bridge and stuff there, or the culvert. And there's really not much space at all. They're barely off of the line on the highway.
And so hopefully in the future, you know, we can get more effort put together. You know, I continue to apply for safe routes to school monies, and we're hoping that we can continue to take care of areas that we see there's need. Up Tide Chute to Florence Carlton Loop is another area that we have targeted on the plan. And we believe that Tide Chute's a congested area, and it's a high traffic area. And we do see a lot of kids that decide not to catch the bus and try to walk to school in the winter. And it's not a good deal.
What's really dangerous about Tide Chute also is that in the morning, drivers coming down are facing the sun, and they can't really see very well, and there's not much room to get off the road. And same with the evening, when they're coming up, they've got the sun in their eyes. And it does have a lot of traffic.
Any other questions?
Will the new crosswalk be manned?
Yes, we're planning on manning the one in front of the high school office there.
Along with the current one, or
Correct.
instead of?
With the current one also.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.